Education has always been an important part of the Jewish faith, but some believe studying religious texts can have other benefits too. While there's no definitive data, some believe studying texts like the Talmud at a young age can have benefits in later life. At the Ramah School on New York's Upper East Side, Ms. Ross is teaching her 8th grade Talmud class. The school teaches both Judaic and general studies education, and this class is seen as a key part of the curriculum. By analysing and debating the views of thousands of rabbis that make up the Talmud, teachers here say this practice does more than give a greater understanding of the Jewish faith. While the priority of the Talmud class is to develop a deeper understanding of Judaism, Rabbi Krauss says it helps develop critical skills.
The experience that you gain from studying the Talmud, it forces one to critically analyze and to critically think and scrutinize text, and the years that you spent in this meticulous Talmud study can really help you in any field later on in life.
A little looser.
Ari Zoldan endorses that view. He's the CEO of tech company Quantum Networks and says he's noticed that people with a background studying text like the Talmud tend to make excellent data analysts. For Zoldan, those in the Orthodox community that have spent years analysing texts make them ideal candidates in the tech field.
It's in our blood on some level to be able to decipher, understand, break down, and reinterpret a lot of analytical data. So obviously, hiring people within the Hasidic community, specifically as it relates to analyzing data, it has been a really good fit for us.
Though Zoldan stresses these values, he says job positions are filled on merit, regardless of race or religion. For Professor Rick Rosane at CUNY University's School of Law, judging each candidate on an individual basis is key. He warns that stereotypes and generalizations, good or bad, can get companies in trouble.
I would certainly advise against that because, once again, any stereotype, first of all, it may not be true. Second of all, within that group, it's going to vary greatly with respect to any particular individual, and what you're actually doing by using that process is pushing other people away.
For the academic community, it's hard to prove whether learning religious texts can be advantageous in the working world. New York University assistant professor Benjamin Jacobs says that while he's not aware of any definitive studies on the subject, there may be some truth behind the theory.
It's almost like a logic problem. So I can understand that. It says, Rabbi X says Y, right? And Rabbi Z says A. If Y, then Z. Like that kind of logic problem that we're familiar with from, standardized testing, an analytics section of a standardized test, for example, is some of the same kind of logic that we see in some of the rabbinic texts.
For those teaching at the Ramah's school behind me, they educate kids to pass on the traditions that have been passed down through the generations. If there's any belief that the skills acquired are useful in the working world, they say it's just an added bonus. William Denslow, JN1, New York.